Hello, scholars. Welcome to day one of immigration. So, we're not going to talk as much about Ellis Island this week as we are immigration, because immigration is how many families came to America. So, today we're going to read a story called From Ireland to New York City. The goals today is for you to be able to explain the term immigrant, describe the reasons that immigrants leave their home countries to make a new home in the United States. These are also called push and pull factors. Explain why the United States is called the land of opportunity. Describe how immigration has brought millions of newcomers to the United States. Describe why large populations of immigrants settled in major cities like New York, Chicago, Philadelphia, Detroit, Cleveland, Boston, and San Francisco. And describe how your ancestors may have been immigrants who helped make America the country it is today. Some of the vocabulary that you may hear today that you need to know the words for: afford means to have enough of something, especially money or time, available to buy or do something. So an example of that would be William could not afford to buy his sister a gift, so he made her a gift instead. Blight is a sudden and quick death of plants or crops because of a disease. An example might be a blight killed the farmer's tomato crop. Immigrated. This is kind of the same as with an I, immigrated. Left a country or region to settle in another. Example, Charles Steinmetz immigrated from Germany. So another way to spell it is IMM, immigrated. All right, some of your essential background information. It says today's read aloud takes place in New York City. Who can locate the city of New York, New York? So New York is in America, and it's right here. Ireland is over here, and that is where the family came from today in our story. So Ireland is right across the ocean, but it's a really long way. And make sure you read the rest of that before you go into the story. This is a picture of a potato blight. So this is what potatoes look like in the ground. And this is what happened to the potatoes when there was a blight. So make sure you read that as well. All right, the purpose for listening today, while you read this story, I want you to think about why people sometimes called America the land of opportunity. If you can't read it very well, if the words are a little bit tough for you, at the end there is a video of me reading it. There will be some questions after you read it or listen to the video. And let's go over your vocabulary. Settlers, these are going to be on your test. So the vocabulary I went over before, up above, are the vocabulary words that might be in the story that you needed to know the meaning of. These vocabulary words are the ones that will be on your test this week. Settlers, a person who moves with a group to a new country or area. Principles, a basic truth that behavior is based on. Wages, payment for work that someone does. Blight, a disease that causes a plant to dry up and die. Homestead is a house and the surrounding buildings and land. Legally is allowed by law. Officially is approved by someone in charge. Support is to be loyal or to encourage someone or something. Okay, you are going to have 2 assignments today in Schoology over the reading. So make sure that when you do these sheets, there are 2 of them. There's this sheet and this sheet. So once you get these printed off, you need to go back in the story to find the answers. So you have to go back in the text and find the answers just like you were doing last week. Okay, let's look over your spelling as well. Spelling this week is suffixes. Full, which means full of, like colorful, full of color, and ly, slowly, how it is done. It's done slow in a slow way. All right, slowly, fairly, happily, loudly, quickly, softly, sadly, easily, painful, useful, careful, and handful. On the next slide, you'll write those one time each. And then today for writing, you are going to start to research your country. So we want you to start looking up all of these things. The sheet will be in an assignment in Schoology. And let's start to look for these things. Different foods, different traditions. Look for your capital city. Tell me your country. You do not have to finish this today. This is not going to be due until Wednesday. And I'm sorry, this won't be due until Friday, not Wednesday. This won't be due until Friday. So make sure you take your time on it and find all of the things that are on the sheet, because next week when you write your rough draft, you're going to be using this to help you start your sentences and fill things in. I'll be adding to this as well before Friday. So this is the first sheet. I'm going to add another sheet to it so that you can get some more information and just have a lot of facts and information for me for next week when we write our rough draft.